still got it. I 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 still got it. It's a little trash talk with some faith. Old head out of shape. Jordan with the fadeaway. Steph with the trade. I still got it. 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 I still got it.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We back again, once again. Yes, episode number 2. I still got it. I'm your boy Pope, P-O-P-E. I'm here with Free Will and my man JJ Jarvis Jones.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump into another one. Got a good little topic for y'all today. For first, we start every episode with a top 5. So today's top 5 is gonna be top 5 records in sports that you think would never be broken. Top 5 records. So we're gonna just go around the room real quick and go with it. And see, it could be basketball, football, baseball, whatever. And just top 5 records that you think in your lifetime won't be broken.
Yes, sir. Gotta go with Wilt. 100
Which
points.
one?
Right. Which one?
Which one? Okay, 100 points in the game.
100 points in the game. Don't think that's gonna happen. Barry Bonds. What do you got? 700
Oh, you talking about the
home runs.
Oh, the overall home run.
Right.
Yeah.
Overall home run record. Don't think that'll be broken.
Yeah.
What else we got? Tom Brady.
Yes, sir.
How many Super Bowls he got? 6? He up to 6 now?
7.
7?
He broke it, baby. He's
7.
7.
All right. I don't think
I know, huh?
Man, what?
I
Man.
understand.
I don't think nobody coming for old Tom. Boston Celtics. 17.
17. What the Lakers at?
Possibly 18.
No. We tied, my boy. We at 17 too.
Well,
put some respect on my bubble championship.
but look,
17.
But Boston, if they get to 18, only team that could,
we don't
get
think
there.
compete with them.
Right.
Yeah, nah, that's true.
Who's the closest out there? Right after that, like y'all
It's-
17 and who?
It's probably the
Bulls.
Bulls with 6.
Or,
6. Wow.
The Bulls with 6 because Spurs got 5, and I don't think nobody else got. Yeah,
Golden State,
Wow.
they got
4.
Anybody come with that?
They got 4. They got 1 before, back in the day, and they got the 3 they just ran off. So, but ain't nobody getting that 17. That's just us and them.
I think what I got one more.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't watch golf, but Jack Nicklaus.
Oh yeah.
Nicklaus.
Yeah.
The majors.
Yeah.
I know Tiger was close, but ain't nobody seeing that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. I mean, since you got Wilt 100, I'm gonna put another Wilt one up there.
Okay.
I don't think nobody gonna average 50 points and 25 rebounds.
He didn't average 50 points in 25.
Listen, brother, that what to say.
I want somebody to
That's what to
listen.
say.
I want somebody to find me a video of any of these games.
They exist
Well,
out
I
there,
just-
man.
You
I
gotta
don't know.
find somebody that live back there.
Yeah, I want the older viewers to hit me and say I was there. Let me tell you, young blood, I seen it. My own too. The only way I believe it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them 50 points, 25 rebounds. I don't think that'll ever happen again. Somebody you didn't name. I had it in my mind when you was talking earlier. Of course the GOAT. Ain't nobody ever going back to another 9. I think he went to 10. 10 Super Bowls. That's ridiculous, man. And to be able to go to 10, I ain't even talk about the championship. Just to be able to go to 10 Super Bowls, that's not gonna happen again. I don't say that. I don't think, staying with football, I don't think nobody break Buffalo Bills,
Bro, low key, that's on my list. I was just thinking as you said it. Like, even though they lost,
Yeah,
who's been to 4 of them in a row?
it lost.
Like, that don't happen.
I don't think that.
Somebody I'm gonna break through one of these, bro. Like, I got to.
And probably Steph's on 3-point record. When it's all said and done, I don't think nobody will catch him.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Jordan 6 out of 6.
That's good.
Just because it was, you know what I'm saying, just to go perfect in the finals. I know some players got more, you know, you got Russell and whatever with more, but to go 6 straight and not lose one, I don't know nobody else gonna do that. We do a lot of hypotheticals and stuff with, like, if he played in different eras, whatever. He played in the 90s, he won 6 of them joints.
Yeah.
So nobody else is gonna go 6-0. Because I don't believe none of the Wilt stuff, I'm gonna go Kobe 81. I like it. I understand why you said it, but I'm gonna go Kobe 81. Nobody's gonna get 81 points in a game again. I just don't think, like, even in this time, this era, because of the, like, Steph done got close, and some of the players got close. But a lot of times they get pulled, like, oh, we up, gotta save them, because they don't, you know, they ain't gonna play 82 and whatnot. So the only way I see it is somebody like, yo, we got 10 minutes left to go in the game, and you got 70, fam. I'm gonna let you try to go for it.
Right.
But more chances than not, you're gonna pull them early. They up big. I don't think nobody gonna get it.
I don't think this era even have anybody right now that we know of that is even capable of doing it.
Nah. So I think
skill set is there, but the will to do that.
Right. Don't even. I don't think they built with killers like that right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be a short list if it is.
Yeah.
So Jordan 6, Kobe's 81. Yeah, I don't think Bun's record gonna be touched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can say what you want to, how you got there. You ain't getting it. You know what I mean? You ain't giving it. It was set with 762, I think. You're not getting it.
Right.
Another one is John Stockton. Assists.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I actually went and looked at ain't nobody touching that.
No. And steals.
Yeah.
Like, bro sit up there by himself
Bro, like,
with both of them. Like, ain't nobody
He
getting
was
it.
looking like a third grade school teacher.
And,
Killing these boys, man.
and I think I'm gonna go, like, I know Russell went to more, but I'm gonna go. I say I'm modern era. I ain't seen this. LeBron been in more finals than anybody, bro. I don't think nobody catching this dude as far as appearances. You know what I mean? He been what 10 times?
And they all been no, I'm about to say y'all been straight, but
Nah, they ain't been in a row, but it was a streak that was
9
like
of them was,
7, 8 in a
all right.
from
8,
from 10
8.
to
11.
18.
Yeah.
He went straight.
Yeah, so
20,
8
Yeah, so nah, that's not gonna happen. What is that, 4 for me? And then, oh man, I don't want to give it to them. I don't want to give it to him, man.
It's okay.
got to.
It's okay.
Ain't nobody else going that many Super Bowls. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
So, so let's move on. Speaking of the GOAT
Yes, sir.
and the GOAT conversation, you got guys like LeBron, you got guys like Tom Brady, who are elder statesmen, to say the least. In sports years, these dudes are senior citizens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, real life, they not that old, but in sports age, bro, they are up there. Like, they should no way be dominating. They at this point, they should be really role players on a team as opposed to the driving force of a team.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think, or why do you think they are standalone? Like, what else do they have to prove? Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times you come in, young player, you get drafted. You know, Tom was the last dude drafted and everything, real poor, low round. Like, oh, I'm gonna prove I can play in this league. I'm gonna prove I'm the best. LeBron had a lot of pressure hyped on him, the chosen one. I gotta prove myself. I'm gonna be good as Jordan, better than Jordan. But then when you get the year 2022, nigga, like, what do I have to prove here? Like, what am I trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I joke all the time with dudes that's younger than me when I work with them and stuff. Like, hey, pick this up, do this. I said, man, I ain't doing it. I ain't got nothing to prove. You know what I mean? I just don't, why am I showing off? And you're not saying they're showing off, but like, you don't have that same chip on your shoulder when you've accomplished as much as they have, you know. All the championships, all the records they didn't have broken. Like, what are they trying to prove? At this point, what is Tom Brady? Like, he retired for, like, the weekend and then came back. Why? What changed that he said home, like, nah, I got more to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where does that drive come from? Didn't feel like you got something else to prove?
Man, I think like, you have certain athletes that from day one, like, they've set that goal for themselves to be, like, one of the greatest.
Right.
And I think you know, as time goes on, like with LeBron, like you had just mentioned, 9 appearances in the finals. Just because it has happened, I think like there's going to be another player that is aware of that, and that's going to drive them, maybe not to just get to 9, but to at least win a couple titles. I think that's how Kobe got 5, because he saw Mike had 6. And even with LeBron, now he's a billionaire. Like he just, Forbes just listed him as a billionaire. I think as the game continues to progress, you're going to have athletes that begin to transition not only, what they do on in their sport, but what they do outside, off the court. And I think that just continues to evolve, what, athletes are going to do, So, there's a lot of variables, but I definitely don't think it's going to stop here with LeBron and Tom. You just got some athletes that are just got that mindset, just got that dog where they just focus on greatness.
I think when you look at it too, though, like to a degree, I want to say that it's not going to start with them, but I don't see. When you talk about everybody, when people talk about these guys' work ethics, it's like nobody's matching it. Like what LeBron's saying, spending over $1 million a year on his body. His guys that came in the same exact time he did, and I think only 2 or 3 of them are still in the league. You know what I'm saying? Let alone at the level that he's doing. I don't think nobody in the league.
This dude has played against half his coaches.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think when Brady said somebody was talking trash to him on the court, on the field, he said, "Hey, ask your daddy about me."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Played against the dad.
Yeah. So when you look at that, man, you would think that, all right, somebody is would want to do that. But you start seeing some of the stuff, like none of these guys, the younger guys that you can see right off the bat, or they may not talk about it as much, but you're not hearing about their regiments like you're hearing about these 2 guys' regiments. Right. So I think that plays a huge role in just that. But to have something to prove, I think it like Will said, it goes past that just sports. Because at this point it's like, I won everything. But I remember Tom Brady said something one time. He was like, basically, I got the cheat code already. So what's the use of me stopping now? So I know when I do this right, I already know what y'all doing. I know how I set up. So I know when I hike the ball, I know where you're going to go, I know where you're going to go, I know where you're going to go. It's easy for me now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that plays a role in going that long too.
But and I get it. I understand what both of y'all are saying. I don't know. I'm looking at it like Tom, like in most sports, you could say, hey, this dude is arguably whatever. Tom is the GOAT.
Right.
Now, you may not say the greatest football player, but quarterback, it's not even a question. Yeah. Greatest quarterback ever. So you got nothing else to prove. 7 Super Bowls. More than anybody. More appearances than anybody. More yards, more complete. Like literally, if you look quarterback stats up, it's Tom, Peyton, Tom, Breeze, Tom. Like, what are you trying to? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I get the dog. I get it. You know what I'm saying? They tough, the mentality. I get all of that. But I'm just saying, when you wake up and it's like time to go to training camp, and you 40, fam, it's like, all right.
And uber rich.
And uber, like, bro, money ain't a problem. Issue, bro. It's not an issue. Because it's like the strive for like legit, like, like if he was in his 22nd year with 1 chip, like, he brother trying to get a second one. He trying to solidify him to go. Like, I got all the numbers, but I need at least 1 more. Yeah. But when you got all the rings and the numbers, like, that's why the question was like, not what makes you great, but what you want to prove. Like, is it, you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times you get to a certain point, it's like, I'm just hanging it up, bro. I ain't done everything. Jordan hung it up after 3. He was like, nah, I'm cool, bro. It's too easy. He had the cheat code. Whenever the switch flipped for him in 91, he was like, I got this. They can't stop me. Yeah. I know how to win. I know how to give Paxton enough love, Grant, Pippen, and still get off. I'm going to lead the league in scoring, be the best defender, and win the chip and the MVP. Like, I got the cheat code. I done it 3 times. I'm tired, fam. I'm gonna put it up. But this dude got 7. It's like, Bron been to 10. All total. He got 4 of them. Like, what you chase? Like, are you chasing something? Like, what at that point?
Dude in the mirror, man. At that point, it's the dog. It's the dog in the mirror, man. Because at that point, I have nothing else to prove to somebody. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now it's just me and you. Like, I never perfected the zip pass for 10 yards. I might not have perfected it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm getting close. You know what I'm saying? Or LeBron, I haven't perfected the turnaround, Jay.
He hasn't.
And but in looking at that though, okay,
he didn't need it.
Let me keep working on it.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to prove about it, but okay, there's something. I'm just pulling stuff now, like But on the bad flip side of it is the ones that stay a little too long.
Right.
You start looking at them like, you know what I'm saying, like my man Earl Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear the stories about how he was, you know what I'm saying, how much of a dog he was on the field. But then later on in life, it's like my whole body turned against me. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, RIP to my man Sayal.
Right.
You know, like when everything is about that particular sport, like I think even all the way up to the point of his death, it was like I still feel like I had something to prove. Like it's a proven thing that some people have a balance with it, other people don't. You know what I'm saying? So
I respect that though. I'm just fighting the guy in the mirror. I'm just trying to prove it to him I can do it.
Yeah.
For as long, and I mean, and they both gonna have that record. Like, you can say what you want to, feel how you want to. It's never been 2 players at their profession at the top of the game for that long. Because typically your prime, 3 to 5 years. You just like the game slowed down enough. You got to figure it out, and you're still athletically good enough to do everything you could do before. So that window, like maybe 3 to 5 years, 6 years that you like, I got it. Like I got the cheat code. But then now you know all the answers to the test, but your body won't let you complete it. You know what I mean? Before you like, I don't know no answers, but I can do everything. So like that's some spot in the middle. But like they didn't extend theirs for like 12 to 15 years. Is they they prime, their body still don't fail them. Like he's still throwing a deep pass. LeBron's still dunking like a young boy, like cocking that thing back. So
and I mean that's just it's rare. Even when we look at our lives, like you can easily just get to a certain point. You graduate college. You start your career, start your family, and then you can just say, you know what? This is my life. I go to work, come home, provide for my family. Like, that's it. But, it just takes, like, just being focused is it's a skill. Like, it's a rare skill where you're able to kind of see beyond what is there, on the surface and what is familiar, but begin to evolve and just continue. Like, after you accomplish one goal, you move on to the next. And I think that's a big reason why Tom Brady and LeBron are able to do what they do, just having that laser sharp focus, because we just looking at what they do on the court or on the field, but it's not by chance that when you look at other aspects of their lives that they're doing it the same way. It's just, it's something that we all can look at, and I think we can apply to our lives. Like, how do I continue to, get better as a husband, as a father? Even in my career, like, how do I, like, what's the next step? Like how often do you think, like, where do I want to see myself 5 years from now or 10 years from now? A lot of times we just end up there. Yeah.
Quick.
Right. The years have passed, and then we're like, oh. Where did the time go? Right. But just being intentional about your drive, your focus. It's something to admire about both of their careers. Yeah. That's why they the GOAT.
Right, and I like what you said, Jarvis, about like the you trying to prove something to yourself. Because a lot of times, like I said, I always joke about other people. Like, I ain't got to prove nothing. My kids think I'm Superman. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what you think or you think. I got 4 little ones to say, yo, this dude is the man. But then I look in the mirror myself, I'm like, yo, I got a long way to go, fam. Like, you know what I mean? So it do come down to that because I'm not. I don't even feel like like we talking about in sports, but in life, I don't feel like I've hit my prime yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Where I got the life is slowed down. Like, yo, okay, this blew out, the water heater busted. Nah, I got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't felt that mellow in the stride that where it's not as much turbulence right now. I feel like it's up and it's down, up and down. Like I have hit that stride of like, nah, like the Warriors. Like I'm in the finals every year. Though. I ain't seen game one go down. Like it's stuff I still ain't seen, and I ain't I don't feel fully prepped on. So, and I got 3 girls and 1 boy. None of them teenagers yet. So you know what I mean? Like then I got to hit that stride, like what that look like to have teenage girls and whatnot. And then I'm gonna have the empty nest thing, and then me and my old lady got to be back into reconnect to make sure me and her still on pay because there's nobody else there. So it's a lot of stuff that I want to be able to prove, even as a provider.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we ain't hungry. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel that we hit a level of comfortability yet where. Again, you just don't have that turbulence. Like something catch you off guard. It's like, man, I got to pull from over here and do this. I just, want to get to that point for myself to have a comfortability level of like, nah, we cool. Like just always, because like sometimes you feel, and y'all may be the same way. Like the wife and kids, like, nah, he got it. He'll figure it out. They are more confident in you, and you are. You like, yo, I don't know. Now, you got the straight face, but this your first game in the finals. You ain't never been to the finals. You never been to the Super Bowl before. You looking around like, oh my God, the crowd crazy.
Right.
So they looking at you like you the captain, bro. You got it. We trust you, and your face look calm on the outside, but internally you like, man, I don't know where that money coming from.
Yeah,
It's time to move. This house ain't closed. We got a 3-week difference in the middle. Where we gonna stay in the meantime? Like all that type of stuff. And you got your team looking at you, your family, your wife, your kids, saying like, well, what we gonna do? You got it. But essentially, you winging it.
Yeah.
And looking calm on the outside, but like you ain't hit that stride yet to feel confident in those moments. And like I said, I still feel like to myself, to that man in the mirror, Pope looking back at Pope, like, nah, you got more to do, bro. You got to get back to the ground. You got to keep working because it's still a level that you haven't reached. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that right there is the goal. Like I think even like for me I'm learning to live a life of perspectives. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be too hard on myself. So improving. So I remember when I first started out with film, and I on Facebook the memories pop up of what you said,
the memories
what you
will
post.
get you, bro.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here looking at stuff like. Basically, I'm talking to somebody or whatever the case may be, and I'm like, well, what was you going through? But I looked at it, and I looked at a lot of insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was insecure on certain stuff because I didn't feel like I made it yet. But I had the skill to be there, or I feel the, the education to be there, but I'm like, I ain't made it there. Right. And it was times when I'm feeling like, dude, I ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't working for me. I need to figure it out or go another route or something like that. But like you were saying, like now these kids come in and they think you the best thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? And, and they look at you different. They talk to you different. They, man, my daddy made this film. And I'm saying like, man, that thing was trash. But the y'all, my hero made it and it's the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, bruh. So perspective started changing where I had to start looking at it differently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yes, got a lot to work on from losing weight to, you know what I'm saying? Just sticking to your goals. I know when me and Will first met, he challenged me in certain ways. So like he'll say stuff like, all right, so what you gonna do? It'll be real subtle, but it was even when we starting this podcast, he was like, all right, so we're gonna do it.
Right.
And it'll be real subtle, but it's like
it made you that introspective.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? So trying to prove something is like I had to get out of. I'm not trying to prove to nobody that I'm still competitive. Don't get me wrong, but my competitiveness don't have to be where I have to knock you in order for me to win. Right. I like that. Y'all podcast, y'all doing your thing over there. But I ain't gonna shy away from what we got going on either to be like, yeah, we got something dope going on over here too. And be confident in it. You know what I'm saying? Just being confident in what God gave me. And it's like, okay, be good with that, bro. and sit back and really look at it from another perspective. So that for me, it was the proven part.
And that's a process. Because like again, I always say too, I don't really do the competition, and the reason I don't because I can't be better at Jarvis than Jarvis is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you doing, I can't outdo you at it. I can only do me. But the same way you can't be a better pope than me. So like I try not, you can do maybe comparison sometimes, and I even started to steer away from those because to be rewarded or see the success of somebody, you also have to go through what they went through. And that might be too much for me, or you know what I'm saying, or what have you. Same thing with me, like, oh, okay, he did this, he doing that, blah, blah, blah. I want that. But you don't know what I did, had to go through to get here. So essentially, it comes back, like you said, I think that was a perfect comment, bro, like just competing with yourself. Like I'm only looking at me and trying to be one step better than yesterday, and the month before, and then the year before, like, because them memories will get you, bro. I remember sometimes I look at, like, it's a certain part of the year that was like maybe 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And, bro, I don't know what I was going through, bro. Like, your boy was just full-on depressed. Right. These were the saddest statuses all the time. I'm like, yo, what was I going? And I really don't even remember.
Yeah.
But I know since then I haven't had at least not for that length of period where I'm just like, man, going through a lull. Like, it hit you, but then you bounce back and you got to keep moving. Because I feel like I seen a TikTok and it was talking about, how women handle stuff and men is like, women prepare a lot more than we do typically. But we're just better at winging it. Like, we don't prepare because it ain't going to go that way no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing going to go to plan. So you just be prepared to flow with whatever it is. And so you do plan to an extent, but at the end of the day, what Mike Tyson got to quote, everybody got a plan to get punched in the face. So when life punch you in the face, it's like, all right, now what? Because you had a plan, like, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get this job, marry this girl, do this, and blah, blah. And then you flunk out of college, like, all right, now what? Like, that plan went to crap real quick. Yeah. And so if you don't finish that part, then what happens? So then you have to just kind of essentially wing it and go from there and then try to be better. And you don't even have sometimes the same vision or outlook that you had before. Like, what was important then don't become important now. You know what I mean? As youth, I know I want to be all the money. I don't really care to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Rich ain't even don't get me wrong, it'd be great. If it happens, I'll be, ecstatic. But that is no longer the goal. You know, that success to me don't have a dollar amount attached to it anymore.
But I think even like, you kind of spoke a little bit yesterday. It for me, it was the again, looking at perspectives was it was more like not from a dollar sign rich, but I had the perspective said, bro, you more prosperous than you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a friend that called me one time. He was like, bro, you don't know how rich you are. And I'm going to tell you, to me, I felt like I was at my lowest point, like one of my lowest points anyway. So I'm a security guard at the retirement home type thing.
Yeah, nursing home.
Yeah. So I'm a security guard here. I think I'm making like $10 an hour. And you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like, bro, how am I doing this? I got 2 kids, my wife. Like, bro, this ain't it, Lord. Like, come on, bro. But me and him was talking one day, and I was just talking about, yeah, man. I took the kids to the cheer game or something like that. And, oh yeah. So next week we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. And I'm just talking, just regular talk. And I noticed he got quiet, and he was like, bro, you don't know how rich you is. And I was like, what you mean? And for me, because I was always looking at the dollar sign of that was my way of looking at what rich is. And when he said it, he was like, I'm always on the road. So I would love to been able to take my daughter to X, Y, and Z or do this right here. And he kept saying, you don't know how rich you is. You don't know. And just recent, that was years ago. Just recently it hit me to be like, I don't think you realize how rich you are. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, financially you might not be exactly where you want to be at. But boy, the way God has structured some things in your life, and you can look out and say, bro, it ain't that bad. You got a lot of growing up to do, but it ain't that bad.
Yeah, man. And I think it's important. I know we all, we said that, we're not competing against each other, but I do think it's important, especially as black men, to be able to have examples.
Yeah.
You know, like yourself, Jarvis, and even you, Stephen, you know, just being entrepreneurs and even having the idea to say, yo, let's start a podcast. Like, I wouldn't have done that unless, you know, I had, you know, someone that, you know, planted that seed. And I just believe that's a part of us sharpening one another, you know, iron sharpening iron. And I think when we think about, you know, the top 5, what we were discussing at the beginning of the segment, you know, records that that we didn't think would be broken. I believe they were broken because they had to be able to see it and say, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think it applies to our lives also, just being able to see something, see an example of something that we want to achieve, or we don't even know that it's in us.
Right.
You know, but just that seed being there, and then before you know it, you know, it just, you know, you'll start a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes just seeing that representation makes it possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like I say, young black kids, they only see one way to success, and that's through athletics or entertainment. But then when you go, you know, to the dentist or the doctor, and it's a black dude, and he cool, and he's like, yo, I can do that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It changed your whole perspective on it. Because, like with me, when I was younger, you know, a lot of times dudes that played keyboards, you know, they was soft or whatever. But a dude that was a champ to me was my granddad. He played keys.
Yeah.
So I didn't view it that way. You know what I'm saying? I never viewed it that way. And so this dude, like, he holds down the whole family. He take care of everybody. We stand with him and everything. My whole family is, so he holding it down. And so the two things with him was, you know, his musicianship and then his faith.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like, it's funny as you get an adult and you understand stuff. Like, you know, kid, you don't really know. You ain't think about money and numbers and stuff.
Right.
But I'm looking at it like, yo, I think my yearly probably has always been more than bro ever made. But I always came to him when I was like tight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how's he doing it? And so it just dawned on him, like, it was faith. It was always God providing it for him. But he's one of the people that was, you know, like, you see that ahead of you. Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, church, when you little, man, they just making you go. It ain't cool. It ain't fun. All your friends outside, they going to the parties and whatever. I did feel that to a degree. You know, I had the moments, but he was just my guy. Dude played like 3 or 4 instruments. He was just so cool. And then anytime I needed something, he was the cat I went to, from whether I was a youngin' on up into teenage, adulthood, whatever. He was the guy. And so it was like, well, what's the consistent thing in his life? And it was his faith. It was his relationship with God. And so, you know, again, I don't know. That's just the perfect point for this episode, bro. Like, he was only trying to be better than himself, and his relationship get better with Christ each, you know what I'm saying, through each thing. So by the, you know, he passed a few years ago, but by the end, like, the peace he would have in like turbulent moments was crazy. But I remember when he was young, bro, he used to have this thing about a hat, bro. He used to drive in the car, he'd get pissed, he'd throw the hat into the dash, like, whatever. And, you know, like, God, it was like, why have you forsaken me? Like, he been struggling with that thing. But then as he got older, it was like, it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? A lot less yelling. He was just like, he had hit a stride, I guess, even within his relationship, his walk, his relationship with God, where he's like, I guess he had enough to use a sports analogy again. Trophies on the wall. Like, God brought me through that thing. He brought me through that thing. This is just another one. Another game, another series, another whatever that I'll be cool. So he just hung his hat on it, and it was so dope to watch. And I'm still striving to get there myself. Because again, you know, like I said, when you the head of the house, you the guy, it's like, all right, you got to figure it out. But then if you calm, you cool, then I could be that example for, you know, my wife and my kids. Like, well, why dad, you know, it's all hell breaking loose, but dad chilling. Like, why is he? And to be able to tell him, like, yo, the source of it is Christ, bro. It's because I have a relationship with him, and that's what I depend on. So I try to avoid looking at what I can see with my natural, because at the end of the day, I'm not in control of it anyway. I depend on somebody that is. And so it was always dope, that representation. Like I said, seeing him, it was very consistent. It wasn't perfect, but it was consistent. You know what I'm saying? He was a very consistent person in general and in my life. So that's something, again, I'm trying to prove to myself that I can be for my situation, my family, because I saw it in him.
Right.
I seen this. I heard this episode, but this example. This guy was telling this story about. Basically, I think he was telling about his dad, and he was saying how every time something would go wrong in his house, his first answer, where he'd go to like, Dad, I think it was the farmer, so it was like, well, the tractor went down. And first his dad would come down, he was like, well, let's see what God say first. Like every time something went wrong, he always remembered his first response was, he'd get calm and he's like, well, let's go see what God say first. And so as he grew up and got older, that was his model for him to be like, anything happening in life, that's my first go-to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing what you're saying about your granddad and stuff like that. So when I look at that type of things, it's like you need those examples as well. Because if all I know is to freak out, all I know is to go down here and palm a title. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know to do. Then that's all I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But if I can sit here and watch, all right, he got calm about it. He prayed about it. Somehow, you know, either a job opening happened or, you know, somebody came in and blessed them with something or whatever the case may be. But your kids get a chance to see those type of examples. It don't do nothing but feel, like you're saying, I got these trophies on the wall. So when they walk in and look at trophies, your trophies on your wall, made me mentally done. It's something for them to look back in the mirror and say to themselves and be like, man, Dad showed us the way, showed us the blueprint.
And the older they get, the more pressure I put on myself.
And that's what I was gonna say. You know, just being a man, it's so much pressure. You know, I could think about like times like when I come home and my wife, she'll tell me like, man, I had a bad day. It was just horrible. You know, work was horrible. And I'll just think to myself, like, I could never come home and say that I'm ready to quit. You know, I'm ready to throw the towel in. And that's just a part of being a man. You know, just you know, being a leader and you know, like I'm new to the whole dad thing. I got a 1-year-old, I got another one on the way.
Yes, sir.
But you know, I'm conscious of that you know, I have to be an example. I have to, you know, the same example that my father set for me. You know, my father a lot like your grandfather. You know, pastor. You know, great example. And you know, I know a lot of us, you know, don't have that example, but you know, I was blessed to be able to have that. And you know, you just got to be able to appreciate it and recognize it. Don't miss it. But yeah.
And sometimes that's pressure too, though. Like as you said, I was just thinking like when you don't have the example, you know, like it's almost like if you dropped the ball, like it wasn't no expectation on it. But then when you got that dad, like I remember, like I love Fresh Prince, right? So Carlton was going crazy. I got to go to Princeton. I got to do this because Uncle Phil was dope. Like every time they, you know, do a flashback on Phil, Phil was the man. Whether it was politically, he was all, you know, Black Panther. He was listening to Malcolm speak. He was this, that, and the third. Education, dude went to Princeton. Sports, he played football. He was like just Mr. Everything.
Yeah.
So dude was stressing out like, I can't be him. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to go with my cousin. He don't have the example, so he's walking his own thing. I ain't cool as him either. Like you don't know what to stand in. So you have to come off of like trying to, you got an example that you're trying to like, okay, listen, this is somewhat of a blueprint. I want to be like that. But you still got to tread your own path because ultimately I can't be a better, we call him Pop, but Lewis, I can't be better than he was at it. But I hope that at the end of the day, the man that I become, he's proud of. And I can set a similar example for my kids. But you have to just be on your own journey and just proving it to yourself.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? To be or get to whatever point you want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely what we hang our hats on.
I like it.
So let's end it with a would you rather.
Okay.
So, and this off the cuff right here. I'm being honest with you. So, would you rather be the CEO of your own company? You the man, you top dog, but you only, you know, you're in that comfortable range, right? But or be, let me redo it. Would you rather be the guy, you the man, top dog, your own company? Let's say you just 6 figures. That's what you bring in. Family comfortable. Y'all take y'all a little couple vacations a year. Kids in school, they got a little extracurriculars. Boom, you solid. Or work for somebody else, but be a millionaire. You ain't got the control. You don't have the final say, but you loaded.
There ain't no questions on mine.
What you got?
I might take that. I'm taking a millionaire, and just saying all equal. Mm-hmm. I just worked for the man for 10 years.
Right.
I think y'all know. Y'all smart enough to add them numbers up, right?
Yeah.
I can walk away.
You can walk away.
You know what I'm saying? In 10 years, and family will be good.
Yeah.
Now, I can have my control. I can, but just say I'm comfortable. Just say, I'm the man. Nah.
But see,
I might be talking from a 42-year-old.
Yeah, right.
something you said though, but you said you're a millionaire and you still working for somebody.
Yeah, you're not the guy. You know what I mean? You even if you're the right hand to the guy, it's his. You know what I mean? You ain't Bill Gates, but you may be running things, but you still answer to somebody.
Keeping it in the sports thing. You the GM of the Heat.
Right, GM, and you a millionaire, but I could also be the CEO, the owner of the Heat. Is that?
No. If you in this scenario,
So I'm running.
you running it, but you won't make that kind of money.
Yeah.
Like all this, you call.
Give me the millions because
Let me keep it to you like this. Let's make it more tangible. So you can be the GM, right, for the Heat. That's your squad.
Uh-huh.
You can be the GM for the Heat, and you're a millionaire, right? But somebody writes your check. Somebody tells you can be fired. You know what I'm saying? Hired, whatever. Or, hey man, I got this taco truck. I'm just using that example. It's your taco truck. You work when you want to work. Come to work when you don't want to come to work. It's all you. You comfortable, but you ain't gonna never hit a million. Like you 6 figures, 100,000 a year. That's where you at. Or you can work for somebody else who they run the show, but you sit financially comfortably. But you got a schedule you got to keep. You got to come in at 9. You leave when I tell you can leave.
Mm-hmm. I got to think about it. Yeah.
But you financially set though.
I mean, because
That's what
it depends on the level of stress that's there too. Because
Right.
I mean, I can.
But it's gonna be more stress in the situation that is all you though, right? Because everything comes to you. Hey, we out of hard taco. We out of salt. Hey, do you want lettuce on this? Hey, what the sign need to look like? Hey, are we marketing it? Everything comes to you because it's yours. Whereas the GM can be like, yo, I got this assistant GM. Like it may not be as much because he got people under him and over him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But financially, you solid.
Now, if you're saying I can own the taco shop, it's my thing.
It's yours.
And versus,
But you tap though. You ain't get no more than 100. That's your
Right.
your peak.
Let's bring
but
it up.
eventually,
100 and a million.
Listen,
that's a big jump. Let's bring them up to at least
still
quarter over half.
still having a business and you making 6 figures.
That's a good.
That's a good starting point because that could be where the guy that's a millionaire started. So I don't mind starting there, and then eventually getting to the millionaire status because it goes back to what we were talking about. Being that example, like somebody, like one of my kids, them seeing that dad is an entrepreneur, got his own business. I'm able to pass that on.
Right.
Like, but if I'm just, checking in and getting my bread,
Right.
I don't own nothing. I can't pass that on. So I would rather be in a position where I have some ownership, entrepreneur, it's mine, and, I'm going down with the ship, I would rather that.
I think that's a good thing.
Hey man, I'm gonna take these.
But I order a couple tacos from you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get back in my Bentley. And
No, we gonna order a couple tacos from him.
That's KD, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm around Katie on this one. I'm taking the money, bro.
I'm investing.
I'm taking the
I
money.
invested in the next taco truck.
I got you covered. But
I'm gonna get there.
But
Probably-
you ain't gonna take my money? That's
I don't
basically what you're
know,
telling
a
me?
taco business.
I just threw that out,
Right.
though, man. Like, I'm just trying to give you some substance to the question. That's all. That's all. I'm trying to give you some substance, man.
That's a good one though.
That's a wrap for episode 2, man. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Feel free to chime in. Let us know what you think. What we got it wrong. What we got it right. We'll argue with you. We'll debate with you.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I got nothing wrong, but we'll chop it up. We'll figure it out. You let me know if we said something wrong, who you agree with, who you don't agree with. And until episode 3, man, we'll see y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Yep.